Hello guys, today we're going to try to memorize the branchial derivatives for the USMLE Step 1 exam. So let's get started. There are the branchial cleft, arch, and pouches. We are going to talk about the cleft and pouch derivatives in this video. In the next video, I'm going to talk about the branchial arches because that's a little bit more detailed. So the first ectodermal cleft gives rise to the external auditory meatus. And another part that we need to know about the cleft is that they arise from the ectoderm. And as DIT mentions in one of their videos, ectoderm has the letter C in it, and cleft is the only one of these three that has the letter C in it. So ectoderm gives rise to the branchial cleft. So the first derivative, like we talked about for the branchial cleft, is the external auditory meatus. The second through the fourth ectodermal tissue clefts give rise to the cervical sinuses, and these are supposed to be temporary. If not obliterated, they give rise to the cervical ducts, which lie on the lateral side of the neck, versus the thyroglossal duct that's on the midline. Think about thyroid gland being on the midline of your neck. That's really it for the ectodermal derivative cleft. Now let's move on to the branchial pouches, which are they arise from the endodermal tissue. The first pouch gives rise to ear stuff, again, just like the clefts. So the first pouch gives rise to middle ear cavity, eustachian tube, and mastoid air cells. I abbreviated mastoid air cells as MAC. We like to think of MAC as MAC Cosmetics. Think like MAC giving you a first free makeup pouch. So first pouch gives rise to MAC, or mastoid air cells. The second pouch gives rise to the epithelial lining of tonsils. You can memorize this by thinking two tonsils. The second branchial pouch gives rise to two tonsils, the epithelial lining of the tonsils. But like I said, you can memorize that as two tonsils. Now, the third branchial derivative, the third branchial pouch derivative is the inferior parathyroid, thyroid, and thymus. Think of three and thymus being together. This is a little confusing because the third one is the inferior and the fourth pouch gives rise to the superior. But if you think that 4 is a superior number, you can easily remember fourth pouch giving rise to the superior parathyroid, and the third pouch, which originally comes from endodermal tissue, giving rise to inferior parathyroid and the thymus. And this is clinically relevant because of the abnormal development of third and fourth pouches. You can get something called the DeGeorge syndrome, which presents with, thymic hypoplasia or aplasia, and which ultimately gives rise to immunodeficiencies and hypocalcemia. So that's it. Let's move on to the branchial arch derivatives now.